Hey guys, what's up? It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. So first of all, today's video is actually going to be based towards travel. So if that's not your type of thing, get out of here. I'm just kidding. I do two totally different genres here. We do like health and fitness and wellness and stuff like that, and then we do travel. So this is going to be a travel-based video. This is actually 10 things that you should know before going to London. So let's get started. Okay, so first of all, I don't want you to ever get discouraged about travel. That is the number one rule. Number one rule is obviously prepare for the places that you're going as far as getting a basic understanding of where you're going. And that's specifically why I made this video today. But I also don't want you to ever get discouraged just because the big bad world is out there or somebody says not to travel. So first of all, I have 10 things that I'm going to run through. And maybe then I'll share a couple of my favorite sites in do's and don'ts of London. Okay, so first of all is be ready for rushing. London is a hugely metropolitan area and it is massively overcrowded. And I'm not saying that to scare you, I'm just saying that to be ready for crowds. If you are not used to that type of thing, maybe you have anxiety or whatever, just prepare yourself mentally for it. Is it like something that you cannot do? Is it something that's overwhelming? Not necessarily. I like big crowds. A lot of people just kind of put their heads down and just go for it. It's not really, you have to think of it as like a sea of everybody just trying to get somewhere. Most people are actually on their way to work or on their way back from work or on their way to their friend's house because most of London uses transportation other than a vehicle. So when you see those big crowds and stuff like that, they can vanish just like that and they can show up just like that. Sometimes you'll be sitting in the subway and you're like, where did all these people come from? Because it's like, you know, rush hour or something like that and they all jump on the tube at the same time. That being said, one good tip is get rid of your personal space fear. One thing that you're going to notice real quick is you're going to have to cram into those underground subways like literally sardines in a can. There may be you may have to physically shove yourself into people, and you'd be surprised because a lot of people don't even care. It's not even about that. They know it's just the way of life for them. So that being said, be ready for Russians, number one. Number two is get familiar with transportation, how it works, and which one you're going to use. If you want to use trains, planes, automobiles, no, I'm just kidding. But if you want to use trains only, if you want to use subway, if you want to use buses, if you want to use a coach, you need to figure out that stuff in advance, how they work, what their points are, what their value is, what the cost is, where to pick up your tickets, where if you can buy them in advance. If you can buy a weekly pass, I promise you weekly passes are going to save you a ton of money. Even 48-hour passes like the Oyster card. I don't know what mine is. Mine's right over there. I just got back from London. I've been there like 5-6 times now. But you could pick up an Oyster card and you could load on. It's better to load your stuff on an Oyster card, which is like a bus pass basically for like subways and stuff like that, and then put it on the Oyster card rather than paying for individual fares. You'll save, in 3 days, I added it up, I saved like $40 in comparison. So definitely keep that in mind. You need to find out in advance before going what mode of transportation you're going to be using. Are you going to rent a bike? Whatever it is, locate these places because when you get there, you're going to be stressed out. You're going to want to spend time on your vacation. I don't want your whole vacation to be, you know, trying to figure out the subway system or something like that. So watch a video, maybe I'll make a video on it to give you a better understanding of it. And then just next about the transportation, mind the gap. I know it sounds funny, but those of you that know what I'm talking about, you'll find that one interesting. Number 4, escalators. When you're going on an escalator, some of their escalators are 3, 4, 5 stories tall. Going into the underground, through airports, wherever it is in London, always stay to the right. Stay to the right because there will be people rushing past you on the escalator on the left-hand side, literally running up and down the escalators. They do that specifically to alleviate traffic as well as somebody wants to get somewhere faster than you. So just be courteous, stay to the right, keep your freaking bags out because they will be rude. And it's not necessarily being rude, but it's like something you should know. So just stay to the right on the escalator, let them pass, and it is very frequent. You maybe have 50 or 100 people pass you on one escalator run. And I'm one of those people, so get the hell out of my way. Number 5, mind your own business. Now, I'm not saying that. I don't ever want you to think I'm trying to scare you about London or whatever. Just specifically, you know, if you're in a certain part of town or whatever, mind your own business. You know, if you're not looking for trouble, trouble's not going to find you. You're in a very big place. So mind your own business. Keep to yourself. Try not to look like a tourist going like this all the time and stuff like that. You know, do a little bit of research on where you're going prior to going there because you just stay out of trouble that way. The next thing is plan ahead of time with anything, whether it's sites that you want to go to, tours that you want to go on, whatever you want to do or whatever you want to see or wherever you're going to stay. Plan ahead of time. London can flip like this, and you may think there's hotels, and there may not be no hotels. You don't want to be stuck walking around with your bags for 15 hours looking for a place to stay. Definitely plan ahead of time, please. Next thing is, if you're coming from America, maybe you're not coming from America, but if you are specifically coming from a country that is, the dollar is less valuable than England's dollar, like mine in America, you will lose like 1.5 times almost. So it's not cheap, okay? You take $5,000, maybe it turns into $3,500 depending on the value of your dollar. And I wouldn't worry about that too much because it's London. I mean, you're going to somewhere pretty spectacular. So don't ever worry about the money it costs to get places. Worry about the priceless experience that you're going to have. Seriously, don't worry about the money. If you worry about the money, you're never going to go nowhere. I'll tell you that right now. So get that shit out of your head. The next thing is there is a lot of free stuff. London is actually quite free. Like the British Museum, I think the Natural History Museum. There's a ton. Most of the big museums that you're going to want to see if you're going to see like museums and stuff like that, really cool artifacts and stuff like that, those will be free. And their museums are nothing like museums in Arizona, I'll tell you that. The museums here, like, they're cool. I mean, any museum's cool, you know what I mean? Like, but I promise you, like the British Museum, good luck. You're not going to see it all in a day. I'm telling you that now. So it's a really cool, super awesome, free thing. Another one is, I'll have to put it in the description below. Dang it. I'll put some links in the description below to help you guys out. But there's a garden that you can go to at the top of this building. And I'm losing the track of the name. I just went this time. It was the first time I went. You can obviously see like the London Eye. That's like $20, ran by a soda company and stuff like that. The next thing is take tours first. So if you're on like Viator or any of that, and I'll put links to those places in below if I remember. But if you're going to take tours, do them first, because a lot of the times you think you want to go see something, but then when you go on a tour, you cruise by it in a boat or a bus, or you walk up to it, you're like, maybe I learned all I want to learn about that place before actually even having to go there. So maybe I could skip that, it'd be a waste of time if I'm only here for a day or 2 days or a week or whatever. I promise you could stay pretty busy for even, 2 weeks in London. There's plenty to see, like, all the time. Literally, it's a huge, huge place. If there's only a couple things you want to do, I wouldn't go like more than 2-3 days or whatever. So definitely keep that in mind. Number 10, finally, have fun. Stop stressing so much. Get your planning done. Get everything figured out that you need to get figured out. And seriously, have fun, you guys. If you're new here, please check out our Facebook group. It's called World Travelers. Go on there, mingle, talk to people about travel. I actually have tons of questions. If you have ever been to Vietnam, Thailand, or Cambodia, please put your tips in the section below. Right there. Do you see it? Right there. Wherever it is. Down there. Give me some advice. I'm getting ready to go probably in about 12 months. Also, if you catch this video really fast, in about 25 days, I'll be going with my son to Maui to camp out. So if you guys got any tips then about that, please put them in the comment section below. Have a beautiful day, guys, and remember to travel because you're freaking awesome. Peace.